So, good morning, good morning. Let's do this. Let's start. Okay. Hey, good morning, Svensson Art. Headbox, you're new. And Alex Lazar. How's it going? Hey, good morning, Michael. Kristen Benson, Svensson Art. I already told you. Suhail, you're new. At least I don't recognize your nickname. Let's switch that from that waiting music. Oh, really, Svensson? Was there anything serious to the cat? Hopefully not. My kid's grandmother had to put their cat down. It was too sick. It had some sort of mouth infection that had been going on for quite some time, and the doctors couldn't treat it. But the cat, became like 15 years old or something. So she had a long, happy life. But it's always sad when you lose a pet. Hey, good morning, Yellow Pack. Kristen Benson. That's fine. Glad that you're here. Hey, thanks, Suhail. Glad that you dug it and wanted to catch a stream. Thanks. Charm Cuisine, we meet again. Geodrom. Good morning. I have not seen you before. Alex Lazar, keep one. Get a pet. They're pretty easy. Pets make you feel good as well. So. Thanks, Geo. As you're new and I see some other new faces, I'll give you the rundown again. It's a 30-minute stream only. I stream at the same time every morning, and I don't know what I'm gonna draw. No preparation, no reference, no nothing. I just sit and draw whatever is in my mind or comes out of my mind, and then the stream ends. And I share the streams on YouTube afterwards. So if you look below, there's an archive of previous streams. my portfolio, etc., etc. If you want to catch up. But there's every morning at 10 past 9 UK time. I do this stream. So feel free to hang out, draw your own art, tag me into it on Twitter or Facebook. I'm thinking of taking requests at some point as well. You know, if you want to see me draw something specific, kind of like stump me with a theme. But I gotta figure out a good setup for it so that it won't take time away from the warm-up. Like before, I was thinking about like a suggestion box or something. I can't say really all the projects I'm working on at the moment. Some of them are still secret, but there's no secret that we do work for Legend, the Bethesda card game. So I did that a little bit. We'll do that a little bit today. And other clients that I can't talk about. Oh, 5 in the morning, Gio, wow. What's my favorite project I worked on so far? Favorite. I don't know. I liked a game yet to be released is Horizon Zero Dawn. I liked working on that because I was a part of it early on. Like I was there sketching like a previous stuff, and then I just kind of wasn't involved anymore. And I see for each trailer that they announced, like what they've done with a lot of my concepts and what yet to be shown. So I'm really eagerly looking forward to play the game, to see like what they created out of my bunch of concepts. Another fun game was actually fun to draw for was Army of Two. That was a fun game to work on, content-wise. We did a lot of concepts for it. I don't know. I kind of like. There's a lot of games that haven't come out yet that I've worked on. Sea of Thieves was also a lot of fun to do. Character concepts for. A lot of times the concepts look the way I would have liked them to do. Like for Lords of the Fallen, for example, we did lots of concept art for that too, and that was fun to see. We also helped them kind of world build that game. They had nothing at the beginning. Like they had just kind of the foundation, the flavor. They didn't have the spice, and they kind of hired us to visually troubleshoot the direction for them. That was fun to do as well. We kind of sat down and came up with crazy ideas and presented it to them, and they, went with option B or option A. Then they went away for a long time. Then they came back and said, "All right, this is what we did with your initial concepts. Now we need to do some monsters for it. This is the lore we created based on the explorations we did. So then we got to dive back in there again, which was fun. But that's kind of like the usual stuff we do, is that we get hired early on, we help them craft a game, and then we don't hear from them in like in a year or two, and then they come back and they say, you know, like, we'd like to hire you again. So one game I'm waiting eagerly for is a game from Ubisoft, which hasn't been announced yet. I know it's being produced because I know a couple guys that works on it, but it hasn't been shown anything publicly yet. And I was doing concepts for it early on when they didn't have it. They just had an idea on paper, you know, nothing visuals, no visuals at all about it. And I kind of gave them some stuff. Hey, good morning, Mila and Marnix. We meet again. But it's always fun. You know, it's always fun to... I hate those eyes. It's always fun to do when you kind of blue sky ideas, and then you just need some cool stuff. Let's add some cool stuff. Suhail, I hope I pronounced that correct. We don't really ask clients that much. We have show and tells at conventions and so on, but a lot of it is just them coming to us because we've been around for quite some time now, and established client list. You know, they dig our stuff. We don't work for individual studios in that sense. We more work for publishers or bigger companies, and they farm out us to different IPs within the same publishing or umbrella, you know. So we get to do a lot of stuff for a lot of things, and they just hire us as kind of experimental laboratory, you know, to see what we can come up with, and then they go, oh, we like that idea. But it's common in the industry that they hire outsourcers as kind of to test the water, and then they go with the ones that came up with the best idea or the best flavor, or you know, however you want to say it. Oh, I will dodge the blue for sure. How was the workshop, Marnix? Yeah, so it's lots of fun. You don't get bored, which is great. And also, I can help them come up with cool stuff, cool worlds, and so on, and or just help them solve problems that they have. I think that's a really important thing, and a great thing we provide is like they can just come and ask us for whatever they have in their want to try to visualize, and we do our best to help them. You know, collaborative effort. I must say also, Alien Isolation was fun to work on. Uh, I was also part of that early on, and I didn't really do any production art. I did a lot of pre-production art for it, so that was fun. Fun to dive into, come up with crazy ideas that they that they rejected. Um, Fun to also get the access to the archive of the movie, like frames and so on, photos. It's cool stuff. I dug it. Thanks, Max. Glad you like it. I thought I'd play with colors today. It's um, it's an interesting thing to do. A lot of pre-production stuff. It's it requires you to be able to bend a lot, depending on what the client wants, and it's not for everyone. Um, some people just want to do one thing and do one thing really well. But at where I work, it tend to be you have to be able to do different things in different styles. Um, that's not saying it's the right thing, but it's the right thing for the studio. Um, so we have to kind of cater the staff accordingly, so that they don't feel, so the client gets good stuff, plus the artists are into that kind of thing. But it's fun to be a lead artist and seeing new staff as well, uh, and see when the people do leave, for greener pastures. It's fun to follow their evolution and see like where they left off, you know where I coach them while they're working, and then where they'll go afterwards, and it's fun. It's fun. Um, Alex Lazar, it depends completely on the client, what they want. But it depends. It's really hard to say how long, but we're from 1 day to a week. Like you said, it depends on absolutely on the client and project and what they're looking for. when I did the steampunk Star Wars stuff, first it was line art, um, and then just straight rendering on top. Most of it were pen and paper first. I wanted to do that when I started doing them, but they caused a longer render time because I had to render away the pencil in Photoshop. But I think Obi-Wan was completely digital. Darth Vader was pencil, then line art in Photoshop. But the rest were all scanned line drawings. I have a post on my website where I show the scanned line drawings. I have no idea what this is. Hey Isra, welcome. Glad that you made it, even though it's running out of time. But I'm glad that you're here. Not very keen on the head. Yeah, that's better. I did not have any feedback on my Steampunk Star Wars at all, no. Thanks, Chunkus. Yeah, liquefy is a tricky thing. It can be useful, but you can also accidentally warp your drawing or painting beyond repair. So that's why I'm always making a separate layer. It works better with when you do more expressive stuff, and less good when you're trying to keep tidy line art, because it just does it on one layer, right? So that you can't do stacks of layers with liquefy. It has to be one canvas, so flattened. So that's really not good for line art. But it has its place. Liquefy. It's a good little tool to shift, to move pixels around if you need them. I have no idea what this is. I'm just making shit. Thanks, man. Yeah. Something. Monster. I'm not keen on the eyes at all. It annoys me. Or the face region. It became something. I don't know. Let's put some eyes there. That probably would be better. Also, the tongue is stupid. I'm not too keen on the tongue. At least the placement of it. Well, maybe something like that is better. No. I shouldn't spend time trying to do this. It's just a waste of time. Let's do that instead. Better placement. It competes with the tail, definitely, but you don't want it to be afraid of the tail either. You know, it has to overlap a bit. But I don't know. Maybe I'll just remove it. Maybe I should just move the tail. Wasting time on stupid things. Inefficiency. Okay, let's go with that. I don't have time to fiddle with that more. Leaving it. Let's add some barbs to that tongue, maybe. That looks stupid. It looks like it's a hairy tongue, which it shouldn't be. Something like that. This is what you get when you don't know what you're doing. When you're just randomly drawing. Hoping for the best. Hej Hugo.
Hur heter du?
A monster.
Jag tycker om det här lysande blå.
Mm.
Jag kan ha det här lysande så.
I don't know what to add to it. Time's out anyways.
Då tar vi snabbt. I tid.
Tiden är slut.
Jag trodde man slutade precis i 40.
Mm.
Du måste göra det. 40.
Hugo. Right, so that's it for today. I have to add my lovely top light, as per usual. Too big of a fan not to do it. It adds the right kind of flavor. I like it. It looks like they're sitting somewhere, like in a studio. Alright. Thanks everyone for coming. This is what ended up looking today. And have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye. Good luck with today.